The best way to increase your TransUnion credit score extra 25 points, 50 points, 100 points, all depending on what you have going on, is focus on these few things that we're going to unpack. What's up, family? I'm back with another one. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. So in today's class, we're going to be focusing on these three things. Number one, how can you increase your credit score extra 50, 25, 100 points on your when it comes to your TransUnion credit score? Number two, what is the best scenario when it comes to removing derogatory accounts off of your TransUnion credit report? And number three, what are the best places you can go to, the banks that only pull from TransUnion, so once your credit score is good enough, you can feel confident to apply. And we breaking everything down. So sit back, relax, grab a pen, get some paper, get something to drink. We're going to break it all down. All right, so you about to learn today. So in order to improve your credit score, 25, 50, 100 points, 200 points, all depending on what you have when it comes to your credit report, you have to first understand what makes up your credit score. Once you understand what makes up your credit score, then you can focus on what you need to do to improve it. Yes, we should have learned this in school, but you're learning it right now and you need to understand because you need to take this information and teach your kids, your cousins, your family members. So in order to improve your credit score, number one, you need to understand this. This is what makes up your credit score. Go 5 different factors. Number one is payment history, right? So payment history is 35% of your credit score. Sorry, I'm trying to go fast. Sorry for my sloppy. Usually I got neat handwriting. So number two, payment history, utilization is 30% of your credit score or amounts owed. Then number three is age. It's going to be 15% of your credit score. And then number four, credit mix, right, is 10% of your credit score. Credit mix. And then new accounts / hard inquiries is the other 10% of your credit score, okay? So in total, that's 100% of your credit score. Now, what I want you to understand is, this is the percentage, all right? So the highest credit score you can have, technically, right, when it comes to a FICO score, is a 850, right? 850 is the highest credit score. Lowest credit score you can have is a 300, right? I know it sounds crazy. That means you have, if you subtract it, that means you have 550 points to play with when it comes to your credit score. So what all does this mean? You have to learn this first so we can move on. All right, so you can understand what you need to do to improve it. So if you understand that each factor has specific amount of points, you can focus on improving each part of your credit score, or what you need to focus more on to improve your credit score. So in order to increase your credit score 15 points, 25 points, 100 points, you can understand what are the different factors, and you're going to understand how many points are in each factor to improve your credit score, okay? Making it all make sense, all right? So 850 minus 300 gives you 550 points, all right? So now the math to this, if you do 550 times 35%, and then we learned this in school, 50 times 0.35, that gives you 192.5 points, all right? So 192.5 points. If you do 550 times 0.35, that gives you 192.5 points in the payment history part of your credit score. Now, if you do 550 times 30%, right? So 550 points times 30%, that is 165 points. So, and we're going to be talking about this, 165 points. If we do 550 times 15%, that is 82.5 points. And then if you do 550 times 10%, 0.10, that's 50 points, right? And then the other 10% is 50 points, right? 50 points. So now you understand, all right, payment history is 192.5, utilizations, amounts owed, 165 points, age is the other 82.5, credit mix is 50 points, right? And then new accounts, hard inquiries, whatever, is another 50 points, all right? So each factor, you understand how much points is worth in each factor. So in order to increase your credit score, 25 points, 100 points, 200 points, all depending on what you have going on, you understand what you need to focus on. What you need to do is, of course, look at your report, right? Because you can't fix nothing you don't know what you're looking at. So if you get your smart credit report, the link is in the description, you can see your future credit score. You can see your score boost, which is like basically your utilization that, hey, if I pay down these credit cards, I can see an improvement of 25, 100 points based on how much I paid down as far as credit card debt, right? Now, in order, let's just say, for example, the fastest way to increase your credit score, of course, is paying down credit card debt. But what if you don't have any credit card debt? What if you don't have any credit cards? Another fast way to improve your credit score is by adding a revolving line of credit. That can be a store credit card, that could be a charge card, that can be some type of credit card. And basically, any type of revolving credit card or line of credit will help you significantly increase your credit score. Another factor, another thing you can do to increase your credit score is if you're currently renting, you can add, let's just say you've been at your apartment for the last 24 months, you can add backdated payment history to your report, right? So as you can see, payment history is a big factor. So in order to increase your credit score 25, 30, 100 points, you can just by simply adding a new account to your report, keyword adding a new account as well, right? So by adding a new account, right? A new installment account. Installment account is credit mix. You want to have installment accounts, you want to have revolving accounts, okay? By adding a new account, it also improves your credit score. By adding age to your report, it also helps your credit score, right? By adding payment history, it also helps your credit score. That's why when you do authorized user and things like that, it affects all factors of your credit score, which you'll see a significant jump. But if somebody misses a payment or uses a credit card, right, overuses it, you see a decrease of your credit score, right? So this is what you need to do or understand to improve your credit score so you can figure out what you need to do to improve your credit score 25, 50, 100 points, okay? Now, in order to remove the negative accounts on your report, we're going to talk about it. All right, stay focused, pay attention. This lesson isn't going to be long like we're in school, you know, when we was in class for an hour, 2 hour classes, right? 30, 45 minutes short, you get down. So when you log into your smart credit account, right? If you don't have a smart credit account, the link is going to be in the description and also pinned to the comments, and you can get you a trial for just $1, right? For 7 days, okay? So when you log in, what you're going to see when you first, log in, because I want you to understand how to improve your credit score. You're going to see your current credit score with TransUnion. Score Builder is basically the how many points those negative items is technically worth as far as on your TransUnion credit score. So if it's like 50, 70, 80, 90 points, that means that's how many points it's affecting your credit score. So if you remove it, you're going to see an improvement, right? Score Boost means the utilization part of your credit score. So if you have a credit card and let's just say you have $1,000 limit and you have, let's just say, $500, if it will show you, if you could play around with it, that if you pay this amount off, you will see a 20 point, 50 point, or 60 point increase. If you don't pay it or you use more, you'll see how much of your credit score would take. Okay? That's what the Score Boost is. Now, as far as your future credit score, you can see what it looks like if you got the negative items removed off your report and if you pay your credit card down all the way down to zero, right? You'll be able to see. Now, if you don't have a credit card, it's going to be, blanked out. But once you add a credit card or apply for a line of credit, you're going to see that part improve as well. And you're going to see a significant increase of your credit score by you just opening up a new account, a revolving account if you don't have one. Right? So this is what basically when you log into your smart credit report. Now, once you log in to your smart credit and you see the score builder, you want to click on it as well. And then you're going to see all the negative items that's holding your credit score back. Of course, this is important, but this is also important as well. You want to get those accounts off of your report. Now, there are different strategies to remove those negative accounts off your report. Now, the best way to get those off is leveraging the Fair Credit Reporting Act, all right? So when you leverage the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it gives you the ability to leverage the laws and the laws. If you're new to the channel, most of y'all probably new, right? And shout out to all the people that have been rocking. Appreciate you. But in order to remove negative items, in order to challenge the negative items, the Fair Credit Reporting Act gives you the ability to challenge the inaccuracy of the account. And Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax sometimes, most of the time, like to play crazy, right? what most people do is dispute the wrong way. They usually dispute online, and nothing's wrong with disputing online, but it holds you up, first of all, and they only give you certain type of disputes to use, and 9 times out of 10, it just comes back verified. So one of the best ways, of course, to dispute, if you don't know how to dispute online, one of the best ways you can leverage is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, creating a letter and pinpointing the inaccuracy of the account, because you do that is going to give you the best chances of getting the account removed from your report. And all you got to do is be consistent. So how do you actually see your 3 bureau report? You first have to click on, I think at the top, it'll say reports, right? So it'll say it's report at the top, or on, or depending on if you're on your laptop or if you're on your phone, it'll say reports at the top or on the side. And then you'll click on the reports, and then you'll click on 3 bureau report and scores, right? And then you click on 3 bureau report and scores, and then you'll see you want to switch it to classic view. Once you switch it to classic view, then you'll be able to see all the accounts, but most importantly, you'll be able to have the information. You can use the information that the credit bureaus give you against them, right? Because usually most people don't know this information. Yes, there's a lot of information out there, but most people they don't know that you can use the information that's being reported about you against them. Because like I said before, if you go to the Fair Credit Reporting Act and you go to 15 USC 1681, right? And then you go specifically EB, I-5, S-2, and many other multiple laws, you can use their own information against them, right? So you'll leverage this information that you have on your report, and then you'll craft a letter, and you can also screenshot this report, mark it up, and you can send it in, and you can tell them remove the account based off of this is not being reported correctly. And then all you have to do is be consistent with it. You be consistent with it. Every single round, you create a letter based off of what happened, and you follow up to get the account removed from your report. You just got to be consistent with disputing, and that's all you have to do when it comes to removing those negative items off of your report. And then you focus on the score boost, and you're going to see a better improvement of your credit score. Now, let's talk about the different places you can go to that only pulls from TransUnion, and I got you. So people charge for this information, but I got you. All right. So the banks that only pull from TransUnion, let's break it down. All right. So some of the places you can go to right now is number one, Navy Federal. First place you can go to is Navy Federal. Number two, Barclays is another bank that only pull from TransUnion. Then we have Alliant Federal Credit Union. Number four is Regions Bank. Michigan Federal Credit Union, Apple Federal Credit Union, Tower Federal Credit Union, TrueMark Financial Credit Union, Corporate America Family Credit Union, Apple is another place, New Horizon Credit Union, and BMO Harris Bank. That's a list of 12 banks that just specifically pull from TransUnion. Now think about it. Once you get your credit score good enough, you can go to these specific banks, right? And I would say get business credit, get business, LLC, open up a business account and get your business credit card, right? So many places. Now, when you get business credit and you get these places, they'll approve you anywhere between, all depends, of course, 5, 10, 15,000, $20,000. If you get 3 approvals at 20,000 or even 10,000, that's $30,000 in available credit that you can leverage with your business and make you money, right? So just think about it. These are the different places. Apply for them. Don't say nobody ever. I'm playing. I got you. All right. Hold up, wait. Don't forget to grab the #1 free credit repair letter in America, completely free. It's the secret letter. Go to freesecretletter.com. The link is also going to be pinned to the comments. Go grab it, use it for your first round, and get results.